Okay. Okay, so I'm kind of new to Freecad. I've been experienced in AutoCAD. I have about 15 years experience with that. I was using what would be called a borrowed version. So since my computer crashed, it was time for me to learn a new software. So I'm going to go through some things I've learned so far and we'll see where it goes. File, oops, come back here, file, new document. Okay, so I got a new body. Want to sketch. I'm going to do it just free form. If you're making simple things, I've watched a lot of the tutorials on this. It's all parts that have been look like they're either manufactured or machine parts or something like that. And by all means, follow the tutorial and constrain the part fully as defined. However, if you want to do something a little more free form and just relaxing, pick your sketch plane. Make a shape. You can make it any way you want. So let's just throw some lines out here. Let's go about like so. Now, as you can see, nothing's constrained. All the points are red. Let's go here and let's take that one and we can move them around. Let's see if I can find out where that one is. This constraint is that one. Let's delete that constraint. And now I can move this. So one thing I noticed is it's kind of weird. Does the same thing in CATIA, which I had to learn something new. So if I select this one first, and then that one, this line jumps over to that point. So if you want this point to move to that one, you have to do it this way. You select this point first, and then that one, and it moves that way. So one thing that helped me out a lot in CATIA is since I live in the US, and I would say something to the effect of, I'm going to the store. So let's undo this. So if I say, I'm going to the store, I get the wrong movement. So if I do what I would call maybe Yoda speak or something, I say, to the store I am going. So I say, to the store, I'm going. And that moves it the way I wanted it to move. So that out of the way, let's take a look at something else here. I want to delete this constraint. That is that one. Delete. Okay. So we can go in here. If you want to add fillets or anything, you can do that. But we'll just exit out of here. We now have an unconstrained sketch. But we can go in here, make a solid of it. Let's go up about 30 millimeters. Okay. And since I'm playing around with tools just to see if everything works, let's put some, let's shell it. So I'm going to shell it here. I'm going to select this face, confirm selection. I want to change that to, let's go with 4. Say OK. And now I have it fully constrained. Or not fully constrained, I'm sorry, wrong words. I have a shelled part. And then I can go through and add fillets. Now the point is, can I change anything? You can see this, it kind of sort of looks like a teapot. So let's go back here to the model, go to our pad, this sketch. And since nothing's been constrained, I don't really like the way it looks. So let's move that one up, bring that one back in. That I like flat. This one's way too far out and too high. So let's move that in and bring this one up here. Doesn't have to be level. Let's see if it changed. So I can go back here and yes, the model has been changed. So let's see what else we can do with it. Let's put some fillets in here. Back to the model. Let's go here. Okay. So let's go here and put these fillets in. Let's cancel. Wrong selection. Like I say, I'm still kind of new at this myself. I've been playing with it for about 3 weeks. Let's delete that one. And forget the sketch. Let's go back here to the pad. Hide the sketch. Pad's here. And we go down here, do that one. Okay, now we can fillet it. So let's put some fillets in here. Let's go here. I want to fillet on that line, that line, that line, that one, and yeah, those two. Let's go there, in there. All those are in, and I want them to be, let's go 4. Say, okay. Got 4mm radiuses in there. And let's go out here and go fillet there, 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 and there. And because the wall thickness is 4mm all the way around, let's go with a 8mm radius there. Say, okay, we got that. And on the bottom, let's go down here and put a 3mm radius at the bottom for whatever reason, 3. Okay, so now everything's filleted. Nothing has really been constrained except for the coincident points on there. And now can we alter the pad? So let's go back to the original sketch. Let's see, I want that one a little more that way. That one a little more that way. A little more that way. And that way. So let's go back here. Model, exit there. And yes, it all updates. So a minimum number of constraints. If it's a free-form object that you're just making up in your head, your constraints are not really required in the sense that you have to have a perimeter or a sketch that is completely linked together. You can't have any points that are loose from each other. So, like I said, you go back here, uh, cancel there, go back to the sketch. Oops. This sketch, and if I delete, say, that constraint, that one, delete that one, move that line down. This won't work because you go back to the model and exit out, and it's back where it was, and you can see the sketch is screwed up. So let's go back to the model, and you got a explanation point showing that that first pad is messed up. So let's go in here, do a coincident constraint. Again, I want to move to this point, and I want to go there. Okay, close that, go back here, and it's been updated, and we can hide the sketch. And it's been updated to what I wanted it to be. So in reality, Freecad is a seems to be an extremely powerful program. I got a lot more work to do on it yet as far as learning all the different commands. This is just the solid modeling part of it I've done. The constraints are similar to CATIA, they just are defined differently. Um, so it's going to be a fun program. I got to get into surfacing, lofting. I do what I call making nonsense parts, just to learn the different aspects of each command. And that just makes it easier for me to learn. I've done that with every software I've done. I was took classes in AutoCAD years ago. Started out in DOS 12 or DOS 12, AutoCAD 12, and took AutoCAD Designer and 3D Studio. Then I found a class in CATIA, so I took that and did a career change and used CATIA for, like I said, about 15 years. And when that program crashed, I couldn't use it anymore, get it reinstalled on my computer. So I said, what the heck? Let's try Freecad. And I like it. It can be a extremely useful tool. It does not have to be as rigid as I've seen some people think it is. Your learning curve is all dependent on how much time you want to put into it. Oh, let's do something else here. We'll go to this surface here, create a sketch plane. Let's put a triangle through there. About there. That'll work. And let's move the triangle. Oops, come here. Up here. And leave that. And we got the sketch there. Nothing again is constrained. Go to the model, that sketch, and let's build a pocket. It's going to go through to the next surface. Or we can go, instead of one-sided, we can go here. We don't need dimension. I like using up to face. So I go to there and it goes through both faces. Now, if you use dimension, I notice that Freecad will basically send that sketch off into infinity, or the shape off to infinity, it looks like. But if I use face, if I change the location of this face, this will always be there. So let's go back to this sketch and let's move that one up and that one up so it's not in the same place. Go back to the model, exit there. And even though I moved it, because I selected this face as my destination, I can put this face anywhere and that triangle will be extruded through to this face no matter where it lies. So hope this helps. If you got any questions, I'm not a teacher of any kind. I just like playing with the softwares and we'll see where it goes from there. So that's about it. Thank you, and we'll talk at y'all later. Bye.